Good morning. My name is Vaughn Smith, and I'm a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. I'll be doing your weekly weather briefing for North and Central Georgia for the National Weather Service here in Peachtree City, Georgia. The main points we want to focus on this week is afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms with the possibility of an isolated severe thunderstorm or two for the next few days. Also, how much rain will we get from these afternoon showers and thunderstorms? Temperatures staying fairly warm with highs mainly in the mid 70s to upper 80s across the area, and things drying out a bit going into the middle of next week. You can see here we have a fairly stationary frontal boundary laying across the southeastern U.S. This frontal boundary will continue to bring precip chances to our area through the weekend. Basically, we're expecting scattered showers with isolated severe storms this afternoon, going into Friday, again on Saturday, but things begin to change on Sunday. I'll get into that a little bit later. With these afternoon showers and thunderstorms, you could see some gusty winds and hail. Here you can see that frontal boundary laying across the southeastern U.S., bringing showers and thunderstorms to the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, even up into Tennessee and Kentucky. This is going to pretty much be the case for today and for Friday. But the frontal boundary does move ever so slightly northward as this high pressure ridge builds in from the Atlantic. It's a fairly weak ridge, so it's not going to really move the frontal boundary too much north, but it will take the precipitation more concentrated across North Georgia versus North and Central Georgia for Friday. Alrighty, here you can see on Saturday that frontal boundary laying across the Carolinas, coming through Georgia, over into Alabama, Mississippi, and over into Texas and Oklahoma. It looks a little dry across our area, but that's because that high pressure ridge is beginning to build down from the northern Great Lakes states like Illinois and Indiana. So it's pushing in a little bit drier air, but we still will see some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Just the coverage won't be as much for Saturday. And you can see by Sunday that high pressure ridge has now pushed that frontal boundary down across South Georgia into North Florida. So the majority of the state should be fairly dry, but we'll still just see some isolated showers and thunderstorms. It's going to really depend on just how strong that high pressure ridge is and how far south it can push that moisture. By Monday, the high pressure ridge has moved east off the eastern seaboard there, just off the mid-Atlantic Carolina coast, but it's still pushing in across Georgia, not allowing that boundary to move too much. It's still mainly across Florida, and you can see right over into Alabama also. And we're kind of just under that high pressure ridge. But again, it's going to depend on just how strong that ridge really is. If that frontal boundary will then be more over Georgia, or will it be more west of us, more into Alabama and Mississippi. Moving into Tuesday, you can see pretty much the same thing, but that high pressure ridge has moved just a little bit further south over the Atlantic, a little bit further south and east, and it's allowing that frontal boundary to come back into northwest Georgia. But again, it's going to truly depend on how strong it is. That boundary may be just to the west of us, or it could be directly over us. So we'll have to see how things play out as we get into the beginning of next week. Right now, we're looking at a 7-day total precipitation amounts. We're looking at most locations across north and central Georgia will see right around an inch to 2.5 inches, with the heaviest amounts being across North Georgia, because that's where that frontal boundary is for today, tomorrow, and most of the day Saturday before that high pressure ridge begins to push it southward. So those heavier rain amounts will definitely be mainly across North Georgia, which is why you see the purples across North Georgia here. But the majority of this rain is expected to fall today through Sunday. Maybe really Saturday, possibly Sunday, again, depending on how strong that high pressure ridge will be. But even with this amount of rain over a 7-day period, we're still not expecting any flooding concerns. The rain we're expecting will definitely help our drought that we're currently in. Most of the area, you can see we're right around normal, but this yellow area that you can see across North and South Georgia, Northeast and South Georgia, and even some tan areas, a D0 and a D1 area. So we're just ever so slightly abnormally dry and starting to get into moderate drought with those small areas of tan across extreme East Georgia. So this rain that we're expecting over the next few days into the weekend will definitely help this. High temperatures today and Friday will be slightly above seasonal norms. We're looking at some middle to upper 70s across North Georgia mountains there, with 80s and 90s getting into South Georgia. This is about 3 to 5 degrees above seasonal norms for this time of year. You can see the same thing for Saturday with those temperatures still staying about the same as they were today and Friday. But with that ridge that's going to be building in, pushing that front a bit further south, for Sunday you can see those temperatures cooling a bit. So we're looking at more 70s and lower 80s. Still some 90s in South Georgia, but it's more extreme South Georgia is where we're seeing those near 90s. By Monday, you can see the temperatures have really cooled back down to near seasonal norms, mainly 70s and 80s across the entire state. So to wrap things up, we're looking at afternoon showers and thunderstorms expected through the weekend. Most locations over the next 7 days will see a total of 1 to 2.5 inches of precipitation. Afternoon high temps will be slightly above normal through the weekend, then cooling as we get into next week, with lower precipitation chances next week also. If you need to get in touch with us, please don't hesitate to give us a call, send us an email, check out our website, send us a message on X or Facebook. You can also comment on this video on YouTube. Have a good week.